Hello my darlings, happy Saturday. I hope you've enjoyed the nicer weather that we've had today. As promised, here is our second little book that makes up a bigger book of Paddington Bear, and this one is the Tutti Frutti Rainbow. And I think it's got ice cream in it. Yummy! One day Mr. Brown took Paddington and all the family to the seaside for a treat. Paddington sat in the front seat of the car with Mr. and Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Bird, who looked after them, sat in the back with Jonathan and Judy. Look, Paddington's reading the map, telling them where to go. But when they got to the seaside, it was raining hard, and there was a gale blowing. Some treat, said Mrs. Bird as she held on to her hat. Look, it's all stormy. Look, cried Paddington, that man's hair has blown away. Shh, said Judy, his hair hasn't blown away, he's bald. But Paddington pulled his duffel coat up round his face. He didn't want his whiskers to blow away. Look, there's the man's, that way, there's the man's hair that's blown away. Oh no. Sometimes if you don't have all your hair, you wear a fake one, and it didn't like being on his head in the rain and the wind. Let's go in this cafe, said Mrs. Brown. At least we'll be dry. Paddington looked back at the sea. It was very rough. I think I'll put my armbands on in case the tide comes in, he said. As they sat down at a table, Mr. Brown pointed to a picture on the wall. It showed an ice cream called a Tutti Frutti sundae. If you can say that, Paddington, he said, I'll buy you one as a treat. Look, there it is. It was the biggest ice cream Paddington had ever seen, and he tried several times to say it. Tutti Frutti. Frutti Tutti. Fluty Tutti. But the more he tried, the harder it was. I think I may have a cornet instead, Mr. Brown, he said sadly. It isn't easy saying Tutti Frutti sundae. Everybody laughed, and because in the end he had said it properly, the girl brought him an extra large sundae on a tray. I couldn't get any more ice cream into the glass, she said. Look at that. That's a lot. What a kind nurse, exclaimed Paddington. She's not a nurse, said Judy. She's a waitress. Nurses look after people who are ill. If Paddington eats all that, said Jonathan, he'll need a nurse. Paddington gave Jonathan a hard stare. Bears are good at eating ice cream, he said. There he is. At that moment the sun came out. I think it's going to be a nice day after all, said Mr. Brown. Look, there's a rainbow. Quick, Paddington, said Mrs. Brown. Look, before it goes away. There's the rainbow. Some of you have got rainbows up in your houses, haven't you? To show our love and respect for all the people that are still working in this very weird time. Paddington stared out of the window. He had never seen a rainbow before. It looks just like my Tutti Frutti sundae, he said. And it disappears nearly as quickly, said Mrs. Bird as the rainbow began to fade. You must make a wish, said Judy, before the rainbow goes. Then we can play on the beach, said Jonathan. I wish, said Paddington happily. I wish I could have a Tutti Frutti rainbow every day of the week. I think he'd be a bit sick if he ate all that, wouldn't he? And there they are enjoying the beach. One day soon we'll be able to go back to the beach, I hope. And there's Paddington having a swim. It's like he's fallen asleep from all that ice cream. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. We have another one tomorrow, and then it's back to normal working week. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever you do, and I will see you tomorrow for story number 3. Good night, guys.